Hello, my dear friends and students. Today, we are going to learn array as a data structure. So the first question comes in our mind is that, what is array? Array is a collection of data elements of same data type. Here the word same has importance because it does not allow you the heterogeneous data elements. It is also known as a derived data type. Why it is called derived? Because this is designed with the help of basic or built-in data types with the extension of more than one storage capacity. We have already learned the concept of data type, and your data structure has consist of data type. And what is the difference between data type and data structure? Your data type can hold only a single element at a time, whereas your data structure allows to store more than one element as a single entity. The next point is array declaration. We must have to know the syntax of array declaration while doing the program, and it is data type, array name, and square bracket. You have to mention the size of an array. Let's take one example. Here we have declared the character array city of size 10. Let's take one question for self-study, that is character array and string are same. Think on it. Another example, we have declared the integer array marks of size 100. One more, float array price of size 20. In this way, you can declare any size array for any data type. The next point is memory representation of an array. One example, integer array of size 5. Here will require the 5 memory locations. The first is A of 0, A of 1, 2, 3, and 4. This A of 0 is called as array index. That is A of 1, 2. Everything is known as array index. And here you can store the array element. Let's insert some elements. Now, here note that this A of 0 is called as array index, but this is not your actual address. It is used by the programmer for understanding purpose. Then what is the memory address? Let's assign some memory address. This is called as memory address. The initial memory address of 0 is 1002. The next is 4, 6, 8, and 10. One more question here is that why the addresses of next blocks are incremented by 2. This is because we have declared the array of integer, and each data member of your array allocates the 2 bytes of memory. So the first is 2, so the next one is 4. It may vary as per your system, but normally in Windows, it occupies the 2 bytes for integer. That's why the size incremented by 2. And also remember one more thing, that array index always starts with 0. Next point is array initialization. Initialization is nothing but assigning the value to your array, and the syntax is same as your array declaration. Only at the end, in curly brackets, you have to mention the initialized elements. Let's take one example. Integer A of 3 is equal to, in curly brackets, 10, 20, 30. Here we have initialized all the array elements. Let's take one more example. Integer A of 5 is equals to 10, 20. We have declared the size as a 5 and only 2 elements we have initialized. So what is the memory representation? Is like this. What about the remaining 3 elements, or what is the value? For this uninitialized members, the by default value set is as 0. So remember that the uninitialized array element value is 0. Next point is types of an array. There are mainly, it is divided into the 3 types: one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and multi-dimensional array. For one-dimensional array, let's take example array of size 5, and the memory representation we have already seen. We use here only one subscript which indicates the size of your array. Next is two-dimensional array. In this two-dimensional array, the first subscript indicates the row size and the second indicates column size. The memory representation is like this. Here it is a row address and column address. Suppose I want to access this element 2, then what is the memory address? The row address is 0 and the column address is 1. So we can access it with the help of M1 of 0 of 1. Let's take one more example. The second example takes 2 rows and 3 columns. The memory structure is like this. In this, suppose I want to access the element 10. How to access it? For this, the memory address is, row address is 1 and column address is 1. So we can access it with the help of M2 of 1 by 1. The third point is multi-dimensional array. Let's take one example. A of 2 of 3 by 3. This is a three-dimensional array, you can also say. So total, how many elements we can store in this? 3 into 3, 9, and 9 into 2, 18 elements. So we have a matrix of size 3 by 3 and 2 dimensions for this matrix. So here you can see here total 9 elements for the dimension 0 and 9 elements for dimension 1. And the second and third dimension is for row and column. Let's take one more example for 4-dimensional array. In this, total how many elements we can store? 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 3, 12, and 12 into 2, 24. Then how we can store it? So let's take example. This is a of 0, that is first dimension for your 12 elements. And I, j, k, this I, j and k is for row and column, and I is for the dimension. So you can store it in a first dimension for 12 elements and the second for remaining 12 elements. So in this way, you can represent your multi-dimensional array for any number of subscripts. Next point is operations. You can perform several operations on array like insert, update, delete, traverse, and search. The last point of the slide is applications of array in real life. Let's take the first example. You have, many of you have played the chess game in mobile and game. To get this particular location, you can use the row and column address of matrix 8 by 8. So this is one application. The second one, movie ticket booking. When we try to book the movie ticket online, you get this kind of screen, and when you when you select particular location, then the record, that is the row size and the column size record, is stored in your whatever is the software. So this type you can access your array. One more example is image editing. You can edit your image with the help of gridding it or dividing it into the grid form. You can easily edit your image. So these are some applications of array, and I hope that you have understand it. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you like it, then please share it. Thank you so much.